Hello out there in YouTube land, Rival here. Thanks for stopping by. Got another knife review on the turntable for you this week, and as you've seen a recurring theme on my channel, it is a Kershaw or a Kai. Big ZT Kershaw Kai USA fan. This is actually an imported China knife, which is why it's quite different. It's not something that I've touched a lot upon on this channel as of late. You know, the downside to collecting high-end and mid-tech knives is, well, you can only buy a few each year. Whereas something like this, which is currently 30 bucks on Blade HQ right now, and I can't remember what their free shipping starts at $25 purchase price or something like that. So, I mean, it's an incredible deal. So that being said, let's kind of get into it. This is the Kershaw Fraxion. This knife actually released, I believe, last year, and it was in all black with a carbon fiber overlay. And it kind of flew under the radar for me because, again, you know, looking at little $30, $40 knives isn't something that I do or that I'm looking for a lot. And then the all-black profile really didn't catch my eye. Well, when SHOT Show came around, these guys kind of snuck out a couple of updates to this model, which is this blue G10 with the carbon fiber overlay. They've also got a tan one, and I believe it's olive drab. OD green with the G10, with the carbon fiber overlay. And man, those things are sexy as hell. This knife is a 2.75 inch blade of 8CR13 MOV. So an entry-level steel, same thing that you're going to find on like a Spyderco Tenacious. Now at like $60 thanks to their price hikes. This, 30 bucks. That's an amazing price. It is a milled G10 handle. Full G10 on the front side, and then it's got a steel liner with a steel liner lock on the lock side. So the liner goes up and around the pivot and then down to the handle screws, and then it's kind of nested in there. And there's a lot of angles and then some cutouts going on in this carbon fiber. So the whole knife comes in at 1.8 ounces. At least that's what this guy weighed in at. It says, I think 2 ounces is what I've seen on one of the websites, but 1.8 ounces, like you can't even feel this thing's in your pocket. I mean, and a huge chunk of that is this pocket clip. Take off the pocket clip, and it's even lighter. And it's a small, you know, when it's folded up, it's only 4 inches overall. So this really could sit in your pocket. And it's on ball bearings, right? Let me double check. Hold on. Yeah, it's on ball bearings for 30 bucks. And on top of that, it's a Jens Ansu design. Very, popular designer, Ansu of Denmark. His customs go in the $1,000 ranges. He's got a ZT out there, the 220, which is in the 240 range. Another very nice looking knife. So this is kind of almost like almost Bowie-ish, kind of a clip point blade, 2.75 inch cutting edge. So it's really it's legal in a lot of places. And then for me, the Blackwash that's on here, mixed with the carbon fiber, the black pocket clip, and the black hardware, the black standoffs. Man, this knife is sexy for 30 bucks. Jesus, carbon fiber overlay. Now at SHOT Show this year, Kershaw announced a bunch of Natrix knives. Oh, you know what? I just happen to have one. Boom. Much smaller than the Natrix, but it has the 3D G10 handle. Very similar to this. But they announced this in a blue G10 with carbon fiber overlay, meaning that this would be carbon fiber and this would be the blue G10. And man, if they use this G10 on this, oh my god, it would be so sexy. Back to this knife, which is sexy. I've had this thing for like I've had this thing since SHOT Show. SHOT Show was going on and I was seeing the new releases, and that's when I jumped on the website to see what some of the pre-order prices and stuff was going to be. And that's when I saw this thing was already out for 30 bucks. So yeah, I have been loving this thing. The action, it's tight. It's got a little horsepower to it. So you got to give it a little pressure, but once you break the detent, it flies open. I'm sure that detent could be adjusted a little bit if I were to take it apart, but I really don't want to. It is super thin overall. A great knife to compare this to, actually, would be the Leek. I mean, these two are nearly identical in size. Same body length, the width. So they got a full G10 frame in here with the liner lock, and it is the exact same width as the Leek. So those of you who know how sleek and pocketable this thing is, well, now you've got this coming in even lighter, because this is like 3 ounces, something like that. This is 1.8 ounces. It does not have the speed safe, so a lot of you people who like to bitch about speed safe, ball bearings, and it's got little steel races nested in the G10. Like, Jesus, you guys, $30. It's freaking insane. There you go, with a nice side-by-side comparison. Again, overall length nearly identical, with that 2.75 cutting edge and the 3 inches. So you're what, like 6.75 if you do math. I don't know. I'm not doing math today. Yeah, 6.75. I got it. When I put the cutting edges together, you actually get a little more cutting edge with the Fraxion, because... Oh, no, I lied. Never mind. I was going to say the little sharpening choil, whereas this has got kind of a flat area, but they're pretty close. It's maybe like a 16th or an 8th more, just because of how the blade falls. But man, so a great choice for those of you who really like the Leek, these Fractions. And again, I mean, they're coming out in a bunch of different colors, all with this carbon fiber overlay. So this is the carbon fiber weave on the top layer, and then that is adhered to the G10, and it's just one solid piece. Spyderco's been using this stuff for a long time. For a long time, they tried to just pass it off as straight up carbon fiber, but we know better. G10 carbon fiber laminate is what everybody refers to it now. Great stuff. That blue, just can't get enough, you guys. The grind is an ever so slight hollow. So it just kind of follows that edge right up to the top until you get to this large swedge here. So it's very pointy, very stabby, but a nice hollow grind. It just makes it all that much more slicier. And say what you will about the steel 8CR13, it allows them to sell you this for $30. Spyderco's going to charge you double to get it in something like a tenacious or auspicious or whatever audacious name they come up with that rhymes with tenacious. It's a good serviceable steel. It's what, like analogous to Aus 8, I believe. It's easily sharpened. It's easily stropped to hair popping sharp. It's going to lose its edge, after you use it a couple of times. So you just have a strop handy. And what I do is I use this for the day. And then at the end of the day, when I'm sitting down watching TV, you're going to be flicking your knife anyways. You may as well grab your strop and then just strop it up. Get yourself one of these nice little 4-sided straps. We might actually do a review on this later, because I bought it at a knife show a few months back, and I have been loving this thing because of how easy it is to just start at the heavy compound and then work your way to plain leather, and by the time you get here, it's hair popping sharp. And especially with 8CR13, you can get the stuff razor sharp. So, yeah, I mean, I've been singing a lot of praises. I don't really have a lot of downsides for this knife. The only downside is going to be, I think, people's perception of how strong can a knife that is a full G10 frame be. That's the only real downside that I can think of, other than you just don't like the look of the knife. For the first time I saw it, like I said, in all black, it just passed under my radar. It didn't really pop out, didn't really stand out to me. But when you put the color on it, this blue especially with the Blackwash and everything like that, bam, it just pops. As far as the strength, I've been carrying it since I got it in a regular rotation in mid-February, right? No, end of January. So I probably got it the first week of February. It's held up exactly as I would expect it to hold up. It's a rock solid $30 knife. It flips great. It strops up great. It cuts cardboard and envelopes and a little bit of rope here. I had to do some backyard work, so I was cutting some twine and stuff like that. A little bit of paracord. Holds up fine. It's a fantastic little knife for $30. So I have no complaints in that regard. Would I use this as my hard use? I'm getting deployed overseas knife. Probably go for a ZT. But then again, you're buying a $30 knife, so I think what you get, the materials and all, is fantastic, and the quality on this, I have no complaints. I haven't found any flaws or anything like that would cause me to say, quality concerns coming out of China. So those of you guys who just are not going to buy it because you hate on China knives, I dig it. I've been there. Give it some time. You'll find something that you like. Come around full circle. In the meantime, those of you guys who are interested in something like this, spend the $30. You get so many cool materials done in such a nice way. You really can't go wrong with this knife. So that is the Kershaw Fraxion. Woo! Yensansu design. So this one's what, the 1160 Blue BW, BLUBW. That is all we got on the table for you guys this week. Still got lots more content planned and on the way, so like, subscribe. Thanks for stopping by. Peace.